everyone. Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Janet Davidson, one of my many teachers at Second City, and she's awesome, and I'm so excited. Oh, Janet, okay, I'm inviting you in. Janet, you get to experience. I have a whole new setup today, using a new chair. This is a big day for me. Whoa, work right away! Oh my God! Hi, Janet.
Hi. How are you? I'm good.
It's been so long. Ah, okay.
I think we just synchronized that.
We're just like-minded. I wore this shirt because it makes me laugh, and you make me laugh. It's like the Beatles, but it's actually bears.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. And I have my glasses because I'd like to be the teacher today. Yeah,
great. I'm just here to learn. So I love that shirt.
I was so excited you wanted to do this. I'm like,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing awesome. And how are you?
Not too bad. You know,
Good.
Sitting by windows, chatting with people. Living
I did miss that assignment. I don't have a window nearby.
Honestly, not a requirement. I just don't want to use, all the lights. Like, I don't want to keep the light on while I'm chatting the whole time. So I'm like, I'm going to use my window. And then I'm going to call it window chats. It's very creative in my head. So
good marketing. Great. You're like, what's easiest? Let's market it.
Gotta stay true to the brand. That's
yes, absolutely. I've got a ton of light, so I'll
Oh yeah, you're good. You look great. Loving the lighting. Feeling the pictures.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's cool.
Thanks. It's like my office-y setup.
I like it. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. That's my favorite thing is what's everyone's background. And this is yours. Lovely.
Yeah. When I do auditions, I do like a brick wall, which I really like, but like I just find that this is more office-y and professional, so I'll put this forward,
Well, I would be confused if it was a brick wall. I thought you'd be doing it outside. What's the internet? I would be panicking as a host. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a brick wall down the street. Works really well for self-tapes, not so good for Wi-Fi.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited. Yeah.
I just think, okay. Yeah. See, we both like talking. This is confusing. I couldn't actually remember the last time I saw you. And I was wondering if it was when you were running a session at Jigsaw. And it might be. And that is insane to me because that might have been like over 3 years ago, which is nuts. You look the same. You look great.
Thank you. Same with you. It was probably when I was probably running a session. And I think that was the last time that I saw you. Because I think I was also like teaching you like shortly after or shortly before. So it was like, worlds collide.
It was so funny because I don't know if you feel this way, but when there's someone in the room that I know, like, oh my God, I was so nervous. It was the worst. I'm like, oh God, Janet's going to judge me. Maybe I'll fail if I do that. And again, you're like the nicest person, but these are my inner dialogue. It's very unhealthy. Don't do that. Yeah.
I think that's like most people, like, you know what I mean? But then when you are on the opposite side, you're rooting for people, you're totally like, you want people to do their best,
It's true. Well, that's the thing. And that's what's so weird because I had an opportunity to be on the other side and then everyone's coming, the actors are coming in. I'm like, oh my God, I want everyone to get the role. So it was so fascinating. I'm like, and we're all on the same team, but we're always like, oh no, there's like a power hierarchy that we create in our minds kind of thing. Unhealthy.
Yeah, it's not really there. We're always just like rooting for people and want everyone to do their best. So yeah, that's the thing about casting. I always think of like, how can you set people up for success of like when they're coming in, beforehand, as you know.
That was a cool vibe. Does Shasta still have that Jigsaw space?
She does, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Because that was such a cool scene. They had the blocks on the wall and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh. The jigsaw wall?
Like, is it a jigsaw puzzle? Is that
it's a jigsaw. Yeah.
But you know what? It's so fun. I don't know if you feel this way when you're like waiting to audition back in the day, but you see other people that are auditioning for your role and you're like, hey, nice to catch up. Okay. Yeah. It's like, it's cool. So
it's totally cool. And it is like a social element that I miss, with online auditioning, of connecting with people and seeing people. My thing is whenever I was like on my way to an audition, I would see people and I'd be like, oh, I bet they're going for like the same like office role as I am. And then they go off and I was like, or they just work at an office, you know?
Oh my God. That is so funny. I love when I think I dress up like how an office worker should be. And then I walk around downtown and I go, oh, I'm not wearing what everyone else is wearing. Okay, I don't understand office life. Noted. I will pick and choose for my wardrobe going forward. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just wear my Converse. It's all good. Yeah.
I mean, it's a choice. You know, you're walking, hustle and bustle, downtown life. Yeah, yeah.
Do what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm also really excited because I get to work with Shasta again with like an audition prep class or an audition boot camp, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's like kind of goes through the motions of like prepping for an audition, especially online, you know, like what's that? Because that can be overwhelming for people who are new to auditioning.
I read the break. I really like the description. It's a 4-week course, right?
Yeah, it's just like an intensive, like nuts and bolts, like how do you set yourself up for success when walking into an audition? You know, what's the world of auditioning, especially I think with self-tapes, you know, because that is so, you know, you're putting it out there, but you don't necessarily get feedback on it. Yeah.
But even, I love how you even are going to break down the slate, because something as simple as saying your name is so stressful, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
am I saying it in character? Maybe I'll add an accent because it's fun. Maybe just be yourself, but maybe not, you know, like the overthinkers. Let's discuss. Let's just stop overthinking.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Or
I think
not.
or yeah, if you want to overthink it, you can. It's up to you. I mean, like I always think of like the slate as the introduction of you, and then the acting will follow. But you know, I'm sure there's different thoughts on that. I think also another thing of like, I just saying it with confidence, right? Like I think when I started, I was like, Janet Davidson, you know, like it's a question. This is my identity.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. When someone pointed that out to me, I go, oh my God, why am I questioning my name? That's the one thing I have control over is my name. I know it's my name. That's not changing when I enter the room or the Zoom. That's so funny.
So like just like saying your name with confidence and like showing who you are in that like little moment, you know? And I don't know if they do it as much, but like when I first started auditioning, they had like fun facts of like, give us a fun fact of you.
I remember that because that's when I realized I'm either not fun or, you know, it's either like sometimes it's what did you have for breakfast? And I'm like, oh, I didn't eat breakfast. Oh my God, I'm not going to get this one. Nothing. Oh, is that the wrong answer? Oh God, that was.
Yeah, you're like, oh man. I ate all the things. I it was well balanced and there was coffee there and yeah. So that
got my mix of proteins and carbohydrates and fats.
Yeah, I think like one time in audition they were like, what like TV show are you watching? And I was like, oh, I can't tell them. It's like reality. Was like, and then like I just waited too long and I was like, I don't know, you know, but like, just say it. Just say what you're watching. Just say what you're eating. You know, even if it's nothing.
When you started out, I used to think there was like the list of the right answers. Oh, okay, she's watching that show. Okay, we can move her forward, you know? Because I miss that. No, I don't.
No. Yeah, I think there is no like right answer. They just want to get to know you, right? And that is like the best way to do that, of ask you how your day is or ask you what you're watching, you know? Yeah.
It's such a nice question, you know, how's your day going?
Right.
It's actually it's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But you know what is interesting? I remember someone asking, how's your day going? So I answered whatever, and the person I was auditioning with, she's like, yeah, my day's like a 2 out of 10. This is the worst day ever, whatever. And I felt bad for her, but I'm also like, the energy out of the room just got sucked down. So it was interesting. I'm like, she's being very honest.
Totally.
How honest is too honest? I wonder if she booked that. Haven't thought of that in a while.
I remember once I was moving and I was like, but I'll make this audition or I'll make this call back. And like, I was like, I'm moving today. And everyone was like, oh, because nobody likes to move. So I'm like, I'm sorry I did that. I just should have been like, it's an easy breezy day, you know? I'm going to go to the beach after this. It's going to be lovely.
Yeah, I'm just living my best life, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's But I love that you're doing these classes because I just think they're so important, right? It's everyone builds things up in their head, like what the right way to do is. And honestly, if you're just yourself, that's the only way you have to do it. I mean, like, read the breakdown, read the script.
Yeah.
Don't come, like have an
just
idea of, if there are lines, know the lines. But
yes, it's helpful.
Yeah.
Just don't show up and be like, well, I am here. So
Yes.
this is
You're
what
welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, like obviously read the breakdown, understand what the concept is, and then, but like honestly, just bring yourself, right? And I think that the more we can be prepared to just kind of like break stuff down, the more we can bring ourselves, right? Because it's when we have that anxiety of like, oh, I've given the wrong answer on this of what I had for breakfast. But if we can just be ourselves, our genuine selves, and eliminate that stress and anxiety, then that can come through a bit more, I find.
It's very true. I agree. Yeah.
So like when I was starting the pandemic, I was like, oh, this brick wall is never going to work. And I'm sure I'm not getting callbacks because of this brick wall. It's not because of the brick wall, it's, because I'm thinking about the brick wall as opposed to thinking about the, audition. So yeah, just being like, you're great. Everybody's doing great. And that, focusing in on that audition.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a great workshop. I'm excited.
Thanks. Yes. And also Shasta is going to be there for the last class. So she's going to give real-time feedback, which I just think is such a great opportunity. And then I'm hoping that we will have enough time for Q&A at the end. So folks will get to ask questions that they want to ask, which I think is so important to just be like, what are your thoughts on slates and stuff like that?
It's true because every casting director is different. And I'm learning over and I'm like, oh, didn't know that person wanted that. Or, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like one trend that I see is like people putting their slates at the end.
Yeah, the back slate.
The back slate. So I'm like, is that, are we doing that? Are some people doing that? Like, how's that going? So yeah, I find it interesting.
It is interesting. Sometimes when I'm not feeling confident about saying my name, I'm going to throw it at the back. And you're going to watch the audition that I prepped really hard. And if you don't like how I say my name, it's fine. You watched my audition. Thanks so much. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like sneaking at the end of like, oh, and I'm Janet Davidson. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, by the way, hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so important to get those questions. And I feel what I really love, and I think Shasta is super cool. Like I just remember her walking. I haven't personally been like, hello, Shasta, conversation. But I just remember her walking around Jigsaw. I'm like, she's got her life together. She's got a cool vibe.
Yeah.
I dig it. How did you start working as a session runner for her?
I think I was back from Vancouver and I was interested, and I think I applied for a session runner, and then she ended up bringing me back as a session director, which was really nice of her. Yeah.
Cool. So what is the difference for the viewers?
Oh, session runner is the person who you give your head sheet to and you give your pictures to, and you end up, and they organize who's coming into the room. And then the session director is the person who has feedback from gives feedback from the director and from Shasta of like, this is what we want to see in that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Shasta is the casting director. So she brings in folks and is like, this is what I think you're looking for this spot. Yeah.
I find the casting a fascinating process.
Yeah, it really is. It really is like one of those things that you're like, oh, you think it works this way, but it actually works the other way.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, I think that this is like, sometimes people think that like I have brought them in because I'm running the session, but I'm like, nope, I'm just here to help you along your way.
We're gonna be like, Janet, thanks for putting in a good word. Yeah, of course, no problem.
No worries. I got you. No worries. Yeah.
But that's interesting too, right? Because do you ever feel that when you're watching a session, you go, oh my gosh, pretty much anyone at the callback phase could get a role. They just bring something different. Like, I don't know how people choose. It is stressful to me to make that final decision.
Oh yeah, I'm out. I'm like, they're all great. I'm good. You go. I'll dip out and you can take the lead on that. Yeah, sometimes they're just like they're all great. They just bring something different, which is really awesome.
You're quite good at commercials, young lady.
Thank you.
They were so funny. You just have a je ne sais quoi.
I think it's my eyebrows. I think it's my
I
eyebrows.
did not consider the eyebrow. I don't
Yeah.
know. I really like that wedding dress one. I always watch it. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. The Mars bar, is it?
Yeah, the Mars Marathon, that was so fun. That was
Great
so
delivery.
great. Thank you. Yeah, like I think like the last line was improvised, so that's always fun when that gets in, you know?
Yeah.
And Lee Cameron's so sweet and so lovely and like, you know, she does that part so well. So yeah, that was a really great fun one to do.
It was just a bit. It's so funny because I don't know, like for things I watch or I audition for and then I see it on TV, I go,
Mhm.
oh, I wouldn't have thought to do it that way. And when I saw your take on, I didn't audition for this, but I'm just saying when I saw your take, I'm like, I could see how people would do it completely opposite. And the way you did it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good way to do it. I was like, oh, she taught me. I remember her. Okay. Proud student moment.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Proud teacher moment. I love to see my students like, you know, thrive in the community as well. So congratulations on like all your success. Were you on Working Moms? Yeah, no?
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, I'll say I was.
Oh, okay.
Did I
No?
actually just take a photo right next to Working Moms and let people decide if I was on Working Moms? 100%
Well,
I did. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's manifestation. That's what people are calling it now. So
Okay,
thank
great.
you for thinking that I booked that. I appreciate it.
I did. I was like, good for her. Way to
Oh,
go.
that's right. That made my day. I forgot about that photo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt a little that was funny. That's funny. I was just so excited because they filmed so close to me.
Yeah.
There's Handmaid's Tale and Working Moms and all these. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like practically on set, but not yet. Okay.
Yeah. You're like, I'll just hang out and then, you know, just slowly sneak in, be like,
Yeah, maybe if we can, you know, if I'm on camera. But here's the thing, like I actually thought that I might be on it because they had all the signs of like you could be in it if you're walking in this area. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna put on a power walk, strap my stuff, see what's happening. I did not make the cut. But you know what? It would have been fun to see. I always wonder, like, am I an extra in something that's filming?
Yeah.
Like, can they see me? I don't know why they're here in this scenario. They're just over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's like the Born Identity movies. Like they're the director. I think my husband was saying this of like when they film it, they don't tell people around them that they're filming, so it'll just be like somebody running through, which then became like this ongoing joke throughout the movie where I was bugging my husband, being like, "So does Julia Stiles know that she's in this movie, or like is that, you know?" It became annoying. It did.
That's funny.
But yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if they don't, there's certain parts where if there's open gunfire, I really hope they're warning people.
Oh, I don't think it's like the gunfire. I think it's just like, you know, Jason Bourne running through the streets and people being like, wait a minute, is that Matt Damon? You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. They have to remove all the audio. People saying Matt Damon getting their pictures in.
Yeah. And like, if it was me, I'd be like, and they're like, too big, facial expression, too big. Yeah.
I never know what to do when I see someone famous. I'm just like, acknowledge. And then, because I don't want to be like, can I have your picture autograph? Because, you know, like, obviously, since we're both so famous, if someone were to keep doing that to me, it gets annoying. So.
Right? I think my big thing is waving at them and then realizing I don't know them. They're a celebrity. That's my, you know? I remember when I moved to Toronto and I saw one of like the Much Music VJs and I was like, hey, because, you know, they have such a personable, you know, approach. And then I was like, you don't know me. You don't know me. So have a good day. Yeah.
I mean, look, it probably happens all the time. I just don't want to be that person that, you know, someone's eating a salad and I'm like, excuse me, can I have a picture with you while you have lettuce in your teeth kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to interrupt people's day. I mean,
if it was a smoothie, maybe, right? You know, it might not be in their teeth. So
totally. I just like to awkwardly wave and then walk away and they're like, do I know that person? Do they know me? Yeah.
I love the suspense that you build up though, right? Like, oh man, I know her. I should have said hi, and then they feel bad. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a psychological trick. Yeah.
Woo. And then they remember you, and they see you another time. They're like, wait, I didn't say hello to you. Where do I know you from? You know me from the street yesterday. Hello.
Yes. You were having that smoothie, and I let you have it in peace. Yeah.
Oh, Wait,
Uh-huh.
I did see you after. Oh my God, because you just reminded me because you're funny. I saw you do, remember you're a comedian. I saw you do this improv competition. You had a scene partner. It was at Social Capital Theater.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
With
I don't remember his name.
Rob Hills.
Sure. I don't remember, but I just remember watching him like, oh my God, I get to see Janet perform. What a treat. You're pretty good at what you do. You should,
Thank
have you
you.
considered teaching improv? Is that
I've thought about it. I'm considering it. We'll
in your
see.
back pocket? Got it.
It's a back pocket option. Yeah, I think that would be like the world's biggest improv tournament. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that would be so we did that before the lockdown. We did that. Yes, and then we did it again after the lockdown. So before the lock,
that one.
yeah, there's a big time gap. I don't know if you noticed. So we did that one and we made it to the next round. And then when we came back after the pandemic, we didn't make it to the next round. So yeah.
I mean, you gave them 2 years to prep. You were ready to go. That's just not fair.
I know.
My people will talk to their people. We'll fix this.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah.
Yeah, looking out for you. Okay.
Yeah. I also have a Fringe show coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Janet, thank you for just promoting your stuff. I'm going to bring it up organically. But I love it. Okay. See, I was actually going to tie the improv into the improv jam, but let's discuss the Fringe. I had a method. I keep it casual, but there's a lot going on up here.
Okay. I'm I'll just shout out what I'm doing.
Let's discuss the Fringe, please, because I don't want to forget it. Isn't it called one night only, but it's multiple nights?
Yes, because
that made me laugh. Okay.
It's one night only because it's different storytellers every night.
Okay.
So it's the same improv cast, but then a different storyteller each and every night. So it's called Blast from the Past, where people read, like stuff from their childhood or talk about a story from their childhood. And then we re-improvise it. So it would be much like an Armando, but just with childhood memories.
What kind of memories? Do you screen these beforehand? What people are very open to sharing?
Well, they're storytellers. They're all storytellers. Okay. So they're all used to constructing like a story. And then it might be like a piece of artwork that they're bringing in that they did when they were a kid and talking about that piece of artwork. Or it might just be a photo, I don't know what it will be, but I'm excited to see.
I'm fascinated by the story. A storyteller, that is a job, right? Like there's stand-up comedians, there are storytellers. Like it's just a story, right? It's not necessarily funny or not. It's just, here is my story. I'm good at telling a story, right?
Yes.
I downplayed it. I actually think it's a really important skill because I know when I'm trying to tell a story and I'm going on a journey, follow me, I don't know where I'm going to land. So it's a go.
Yeah. So when I tell a story, I like to tell the story and then I like to backtrack of information you needed to know at the beginning. And then I go back again and then I tell more of the story. So, I mean, I wouldn't be good at the storyteller part of it, which is probably why I'm doing the improvised part of it. But yeah, so they're all, they all professionally do storytelling and they will be telling and sharing parts of their childhood and coming up. And so it might be funny or it might just be more heartfelt. I don't know. Yeah.
Either way. Well, okay. So then if you improv it, is there an obligation to make it funny? Or will it just end up being funny or will it be serious? Because I just, I feel when people hear improv, they go, haha, make me laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't, that's a good question. I don't really have an answer because I know.
Oh, well then see, we're building up suspense. Now you have to see the show. It's at the Fringe. Okay. Yeah. What theater is it again?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I have to look it up.
Is it on Dundas?
It is Dundas or east because I'm in the beaches, so it's close to where I am. So I was like, yes. But I don't have.
Did you just win the lottery for that? Like literally?
I did. I just was like, yes, please, just be close to me, and that is me winning the lottery for the Fringe. Let me see.
How the Fringe works is. You don't, am I mistaken, or you don't actually know if you're going to get picked, right? You kind of just put your name in, and then if they pick your show, and then the venue is also random, unless I think you can pay to choose the venue. But maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah, It is, so it is a lottery. I'm just part of the cast. So like, I just was like, I would be interested in being part of this. It is Dundas Street East, but I cannot find the name of it right now.
It's
So
okay.
come see it.
I will share it once we clarify. I'll find
Right.
it. I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. So just wander along Dundas Street East during the Fringe, and I'm sure you will find it.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I love the people that are like, sorry, I missed your Fringe show. And be like, no, you're not. There was multiple days. So we don't want to hear apologies. No Canadian apologies. Everyone go to the Fringe show. Support the theater, okay, or the improv or the storytelling.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to like coming to see shows, I'm like always like, if you can make it, that's so great and so lovely. And if you can't, it's all good, you know?
Oh, see, you're too nice. No, you got to get aggressive. Come to my show, make random threats. It's really fun. Shockingly, it doesn't work. Who would have thought?
Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, I think like I'm all tapped out with my family. So I'm like, look, if you can make it, that's great. If you can't, it's all good. You know? I will see you soon enough, and I will make you listen to my jokes. As my sister says, she's like, I'm glad you're the funniest person you know. I'm like, yes, thank you. It's a solid
Well,
burn,
you know
Natalie.
what? I'm my best audience, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just literally, I am so funny, and no one else agrees. Well, okay, make it relatable comedy, challenge accepted.
Well, I think
you don't get the inside joke with myself? Okay.
Okay. We'll go back to that. We'll make it a game of the scene then. We'll go back to it 3 times.
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or 5 or 11. Is that true? What is 11? Who's going to remember 11? Oh,
that's a long game.
It's a very long game.
Yeah, that's a long game comedy play.
And then you do 12 and you mess up the whole thing. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I do not want to be the person that does 12. Okay.
No. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. That's something that's coming up for me.
Yeah.
And then
soon. Right?
Yeah. It's
wow.
like a
summer. Okay.
Yeah, summer is kicking in fast. And I feel like people are ready. I feel like people are like, I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to do improv. I'm ready to be entertained. I'm ready to go to shows. So it's a great feeling, I feel.
That's true. So then question, segue into your improv lockdown jam. Mm-hmm. Are you going to continue to do this even though the world is opening up?
Yeah, so the lockdown jam is it's an online jam through Second City, and it is a way for folks to just practice their improv skills as they as they're learning and growing. And I think that that's really, and it will continue as long as there's an interest for it, and a lot of the people that we have are people from outside of, Toronto.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. You're building a community and it's not just based on, I love that. Connecting with people outside Toronto. Oh, totally. Yeah, there's a world out there. Oh yeah.
So I think that those jams are always going to be available for folks who are in Toronto, the in-person jams when those start up again. But this is like an online opportunity for folks who, maybe just want to chill at home, or we had somebody who joins us from Japan and, so it's like 10 a.m. their time, and I'm like, if that's the way you want to start the day, go for it. So, Oh,
I could see starting my day with improv. I like that for this person.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a good way to start it off. So those are things that as long as there's an interest, we'll continue to do that show. And I hope there is, because it's been a blast and we have a great group of people that come week to week.
It's you and Bree Watson, right?
Yes, Bree Watson. She is my co-host. Yeah.
That's okay. I got to commend you for keeping that. I think you've been doing this, if I'm not mistaken, it's been almost since the beginning of COVID, right? You were kind of, or am I mistaken? We
started, I think that it took us a while to get it going, but it's definitely been going for a year. I think that what I first came out with when the pandemic hit was a class called Family Prov. Which was for families to do improv during the pandemic. So I was like,
that's so cute.
It was very adorable, but you know what I mean? I think that also summer happened and families were like, we want to be outside. I'm like, I get that. I totally get that. Yeah.
But so over a year of online improv, that is, if people don't understand how hard that is, they should. I commend you. That is exhausting. Zoom is like you have to give so much extra sometimes because all you have is a square. Ooh. Janet, you're impressive.
Oh, thank you. Like I also think of like it's very like conversational. Like we always start off with like chatting with everybody off the, top of like how's your week? What's going on with you? Or like the question of the day, and we go around with everybody. So it is conversational. It's less like a show, where you're like, all right, up this game, this game, this game. It is very, we want people to talk and we want to give that space for community.
For sure.
Yeah.
I find, what I find, and I don't know if it's the same with the lockdown jam, but when we were doing all the levels at Second City, like all the letters until E, it was so interesting that not everyone was an actor or a comedian, or sometimes they came in and they were a business person. They just want to get better at interacting with people. And I thought that was a great way to do it. Very, very smart.
Yeah, like I think that there's a lot of different people who come and do improv. So like, and we need to make sure everybody feels that they're growing, When you're an actor, you're like, well, I want this for this, this, and this. But if you're working a 9-to-5 job, maybe you're just like, I just want to have fun, Like I just want to have a good time. And so leaving space for that and also growing, because you're going to learn something different from somebody like that. And they're going to learn something from you, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter people's backgrounds. I find it so interesting when everyone brings to the table or brings to a scene or a game or anything. You go, whoa, I did not see that going there. Fascinating. We think differently, and I learned something.
Totally. There's an exercise that I like to do of like, it's around object work, but you take a piece of paper and you draw like a pencil, like you draw like you say to everybody like draw a shoe, and everybody draws a shoe. And then you're like, and then everybody shows what shoe they draw, because everybody has a different picture of what a shoe is, For some people, it might be running shoe. For some people, it might be like, high heels, or, you know what I mean? Like everybody has a different vision, and that just shows how everybody thinks differently, but you assume people think the same.
That's true. I'm still thinking what I would draw for a shoe.
Right?
It wouldn't be pretty. And
it doesn't have to be.
It'd be pretty. It would be, I understand why you didn't go to become an artist, like drawer, painter, whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we give you like a half an hour to draw the shoe, and then there's a presentation. So.
Well, that's what I thought. And then I have to explain the backstory behind the pencil that I used, comes the graphite, and then I have to go into a whole thing, probably use a British accent, because why not?
Yeah.
Making mud. That's not British. It's a choice accent, but the thing that I really hope everyone gets a chance to work with you, Janet, because what I loved with you as a teacher, this is a serious moment. I'm not going to joke, because you never made anyone feel less. And like people would do, like everyone made choices. Some were interesting, some were, like and you made people feel like there was no right or wrong in your class, and you just made everyone feel validated. And I think that is such an important quality in a teacher, because I've done a lot of classes, and I'm like, you're a very special instructor to kind of make everyone feel good when they leave the class. And I really appreciate that about you.
Oh, well, thank you. I really, that's very, very kind of you to say. I think like, when people come in and they're in that space, everybody is their own instrument, and everybody makes their own unique choice. And I'm there to help nurture and bring that out, So I think that's very kind of you to say, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, because I think, with any class, right, you're making yourself vulnerable and trying stuff, and you never made anyone feel like they couldn't try something, right? I mean, yes, there's certain things you can't do and say. It's discussed. It's whatever. It's just society thing. But it's just, I always left feeling good. And I know there are classes I've done where I'm like, oh, I don't like how I feel. So I just always remember working with you as a positive. And I appreciate that. And I'm a big fan. I'm gushing. Oh, see, if I saw you on the street, I'd get your autograph. That's what's happening.
Oh my goodness. I hope I'm drinking a smoothie, not a salad.
Because then I would take the picture. Yeah.
And then I'd be like,
that being said, look, I would still force the picture if it was a salad. And then you have like a really fun, awkward green. It's always in the middle. It's never hidden on the side. It's usually like a big, leafy green in there that you go, what happened to her tooth?
Right? Yeah, I'm just like a sneaky poppy seed. That'll be my jam. Yeah.
Oh, the poppy seed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm a millennial, so I get the chia, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
what is, yeah. Is it a
Yeah.
bug? No, I
No,
don't
it's
believe
chia.
in eating the crickets. Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, I really appreciate that. I think it's important for people as they grow as improvisers to get to grow. And I don't think that there's one type of, I truly believe there's not like one type of improviser that we need to shape people into. Everybody like gets to bring themselves to the table. So it's just for me to amplify and grow that.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
going back to from the beginning, right? Just being your authentic self, and there's only one version of you.
Yeah, which I mean, like, kind of goes back to the audition workshop of like, I think that people are like have that idea of like what is the perfect person eating a bagel, you know what I mean? As opposed to what do they want, as opposed to what do you have and what do you bring?
Mm-hmm.
There was one director, and I remember him saying, and they were working with kids. They're like, "Look, you're going to do what you do, and it's either right for this or it's wrong for this. But it's not. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just, does it work for this or does it not?" And I think that that's something to bring to the table when auditioning, right? Like,
Absolutely.
like the more you bring yourself, the more they're going to be like, "Oh, that might not be right for this part, but like that's great for this other one," you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Instead of like the fact that you get the audition alone is already huge, and it's so hard to
Hmm.
remind people that. So hard to remind myself that, but it's
Yeah.
because then you're just like, I'm doing it wrong. No, you got the audition. If it works out, lovely. If not,
Hmm.
there's another one. So yes.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think, yeah, when you're going through it and like getting the audition is getting an invitation. It means that they trust your work and and they value that. So like sometimes when you're just constantly doing, audition after audition after audition, you lose track of that. But that is really, something to keep in mind. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to a party, right?
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love that. Put on your party shoes, your party outfit,
Yeah.
and film yourself in your place. Okay. Party of one. Okay.
A party of one, so they're inviting you to come and to play, and that's what they want to see, you know
Yeah.
so that's kind of what like casting directors just want you to do great. They're all there to support you, and they all are rooting for you. Yeah.
I feel like we have to keep saying that because it's so easy to forget. But yeah, we're all kind of working together. Like people need
Hmm.
actors.
Hmm.
So like can I mean it'd be very interesting to watch a commercial with no people. You see that sometimes. They do the voiceovers, whatever. But I
Yeah.
find it more interesting when I see a person on screen. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
hello, I know you. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Uh, Janet, I don't want to keep you for
No
longer,
worries.
but I do. Okay, I'm going to sum up. I'm going to attempt to
Okay.
summarize. It's going to be very painful. Get excited. So
Okay.
we've got a commercial audition boot camp through Second City
Hmm.
with. So you're teaching it, right?
Yes,
And then
I will be
Shasta is
teaching.
coming in as a guest. Oh well,
Yeah.
a chance to work with Janet Davidson, folks. You can't pass that up. So and special guest Shasta. Is it Lutz? I think it's Lutz.
Let's.
Okay,
I,
good.
I say let's. So if
I don't know
I'm
why we're
saying
saying
it.
Lutz. I've never said that before. I'm like, is it Lutz? I questioned it. So I'm really not. You know what?
Well,
I'm
now.
bringing up more questions about the workshop. We're keeping now. But Shasta Lutz through Jigsaw at Jigsaw Casting, and that's going to be, when is that starting? June next week after.
The week after, end of June. I should know my information. I want to say the 23rd.
Okay, is that in person or online?
It is online, so you
Oh,
can
smart.
participate wherever you are, and it will also be focused on just it will be, so it'll also work on those skills. Oh, June 22nd, and then it goes till July 13th, and it is 6 to 9 online.
Nice.
So you can work on those, self-tape skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you have your Fringe show coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should see it, but according to Janet, only if you can, and she won't be upset, but I will be upset if you don't see it. So, I mean, take that into consideration.
Robyn will be very upset with you.
But I would be livid, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't know who it is, but I would feel it. I'd have a sense when I see them on the street eating a salad. I would say, I know you didn't see Janet's show. And yes, and the bi-weekly improv jam online.
Yeah. First and third Friday of the month. You can check it out. Second City, Lockdown Jam. We have one tonight.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you want to sign up, go for it.
Sign up. Is the link on Second City? Link in your bio?
Link in bio. Also, Second City, Lockdown Jam.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot going on, and I'm exhausted listening to everything you're doing. So I'm going to take a rest. But
it was such
Janet,
a pleasure.
Oh my gosh, so lovely chatting with you. Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
Keep being awesome.
Same to you. Keep killing it. Okay.
Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.
Thanks all. Bye.